Okay, this video I want to explain you the new module we need to develop. It's called Management version 2. It's the second version of management that we're going to develop. Okay, the idea here is that people can build their own queries here. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example of a website that we're following that we're kind of copying the style in terms of how it works. So this is Mixpanel. You can create a free account. I can just give you access to my account. That way, yes, that way you can use it so as a guide. Okay, here. All right. So what we have, people click here on add, and then click here, and then they can create their own filters. Add a filter. So this is exactly what we're looking for. What kind of filter you want to add? For example, you want to filter by browser version, and then you say I want to filter by this browser version that is between 1 and 7. I click add filter. Okay, so as I click add filter, the bottom part, this bottom part, reloads and give me the graphics. This is exactly what we're looking for. Just it looks different, but that's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so people are going to be able to develop their query here. Okay, and then this graphic is going to load. Okay, so how to develop that? The first thing we do is that they have to click on add new rule. Once they click on add new rule, this pop-up is going to show up. Okay, this rule. They have to define first the name of the rule, the time frame of the rule. They just pick 2 dates, and then they have to pick the portfolio. Okay, one or multiple portfolios they have to pick for this rule. Once they have picked that, they click save. You're gonna call an API that we're gonna provide you. You click save, and then this API is gonna save a rule like this. Okay, we have rule 2, rule 3, rule 4 in this case. Once you create a rule, you open a rule. I click on open this rule. This is going to be an accordion that is going to scroll down. Boom. Same if I open rule 2 or rule 4, it's going to open an accordion, okay, with the information about that rule. Just have to fix this thing, sorry. Okay. Now, once this accordion open, you're going to show this, which is the date and the portfolio that they created when they created the rule. Okay, this is already here. Now it's gonna say here trades to focus, trades to avoid. This is gonna be on the front end text. Okay, and then you're gonna click here add filter. Once you click here on add filter, we're gonna show the following. I'm gonna show this. Sorry, this. Okay, the people are gonna be able to select which type of filter they want to add. Once they hover over a filter, this is gonna show up here on the right hand side. So it's working the exact same way how this website works. Okay, I want to click here on add filter. Here are all my filters. I have a search here so I can search for the filter that I want. Okay, name, for example. If I hover over name, it's going to tell me the description about this. Or this one's going to tell me the description about this. This is all coming through the backend. Okay, this context, the text that you see here is going to come through the backend. So that's what happens when the user clicks on add filter here on any of these. Okay, so you see that we have 2 buttons here for add filter. We have one that is going to add filters for traits that you want to focus, and these are traits that you want to avoid. This is different, avoid. Okay, that's why we have 2 different filters. Now you're gonna call probably the same API. You're just gonna tell this same API, hey, these filters that I'm telling you are for avoid. These ones are for to focus. These are avoid, and these are to focus. Okay. Once you click on any of the filters, let's suppose that you click here, you click on any of these, it's going to show you one of these are the possibilities that you can click on. Okay. In terms of front end, there's only 2 possibilities. You're going to see this right now. If I click on a filter by date, you're going to show here an input, and this is going to say here in between. The user cannot edit this input. Okay, this is just so they know the type of operator that they have available for this filter in between, and they select the date start and the date end. Okay, oops, I noticed that I missed something here. we need to have this button here in case they want to add another range. For example, I want to, in this case, I added here 3 ranges. I click this 3 times. So when I click to add a range, it's going to add another range of box here. And then I can say, well, I want to do this from to February. And then from February 2nd to March. We're gonna have, and then from March 2nd, you can have it to December. I don't know, something like that, okay? So people can add multiple. Now, also here on the, you're gonna see this X button, which means I don't wanna have that range. If I click on this X button, this line will disappear. If I click on this X button, this line will disappear. But this one, there's no X button for this, okay? So these filters for date is we're gonna have the same filter but for hours, okay? The backend is gonna send you all the possibilities for hours. Actually, I think you might get that from the front end. It's easier, the possibility of hours, because those are set. It's not like the hours is gonna change. Hours is from 1 to 24. Okay, so if I select volume change, also a filter that allows me to put a number. In this case here was an hour, here was a date, here's a number. The size is also a number. The entry price is also a number. And now here, so this was one type of filter, okay? This was different here, entry price, all this is one type of filter that you need to work on the front end. Now the next type, which is a little bit different, is this one. Weekday. Weekday, we don't want you to select a range. Instead, we want you to select either all. You can say I want them all. You can say I want none of them. Or you can just pick one by one with a checkbox, okay? And then once you pick them, you click add filter, okay? And same with the month, same with the setups, okay? We're gonna send you a list of all the setups. We're gonna send you a list of all the months. We're gonna send you a list of all the weekdays. So you just tell us which ones you want to apply. We're gonna send you a list of all the mistakes. We're gonna send you a list of all the portfolios. We're gonna send you a list of all the sectors, okay? And that's it. So this is how you do it. Now let's review how this works with this one. For example, if I have country here, select country, and then here I see United States. You see, I can click select all, or I can just select one, okay? And then I click add filter. That's exactly what we're looking. And you see this button here with an X to erase it. I can erase it like this. Boom, erase, okay? If I want to edit this rule, I also want it to work like this, where I can click on this, and then right away here I can see the rule, and I can change it from here to this. Click change, and then it will change the rule. And then here on the bottom is reloading my graph here based on the rules that I just selected. Okay, so that's the exact same thing we're looking with this one. So for you, I have laid out all the possibilities here for all the filters that we're gonna use. Okay, again, there's only 2 types of filters in terms of the front end. This type where you can add a range, or this type where you can select one of them, okay? So you just have to code those 2. Okay, so I'm gonna give you this view so you have it as a reference. What else? This, from the left hand side, we can copy. You have already done that in other views that are already working. So copy that side. Is this side the one that is going to require custom functionality, something that we have never done before? Now keep in mind, we do want to reuse as much code as possible in terms of, for example, CSS. Okay, so if you have any other questions, please let me know. For now, we're developing the backend, so we estimate that we're going to have a few APIs ready for you next week. But for the time being, if I don't know, if you think there is something that you could start doing, maybe this, that'll be great. I'll send you the XD file so you can start working on this.